it was almost like I was holding myself back mentally because, our brains are afraid of change. We're comfortable the way we are. Imagine being able to pay your rent and not have to worry about where that money comes from. I just started breaking down in tears, crying like, that would be so amazing and not have to worry about money. Oh my gosh. And like bawled my eyes out, like on my living room floor, like drama queen moment, and realized, yeah, you have to let go of this fear and jump in. You have to do this for yourself.
Now that you've letting go of the fear and you have more control, you know how to make money on command, so to speak. If I told you, Samantha, hey, go make $5,000 this month, could you do it?
Yes.
Everybody listening to this, that was a very confident yes. very that was a very confident yes. And last year you would have not been able to say that, right?
Correct.
Do you think you would have gotten to where you're at today if you didn't start with Fit Boss and you kept going down the road on your own?
No. No, I honestly don't.
Once you were able to manage yourself, then you were able to change your reality as it is because you're in control. How's that
Absolutely.
feel?
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing. It is so life-changing to adopt that mindset, and it translates to other places because that confidence in being able to run the business gave me the confidence in my personal life and with my clients and in so many other ways too.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Fit Boss channel. Today, I have a very special interview with our Fit Boss coach, Coach Samantha. Now, Coach Samantha grew her fitness business from 0 to 6 figures in a little bit under a year. And this video is very special because with our coaching program, we advertise the fact that we grow your business from 0 to 6 figures within 6 months or less, or we continue to work with you until you get there for no additional charge. And Samantha was one of those special cases where we continued to work with her with no additional charge until she hit that 6-figure mark. And for her, she started at absolute zero. She stayed focused. She got the coaching and she got the result in a little bit under a year. Now, the coolest thing about this is that Samantha is no different from you that's watching this. She was an in-person personal trainer and she had the idea of becoming a fitness coach, and she started looking online to get some tips and tricks, and she stumbled across my video. And what you'll see here in just a minute when she starts talking is that she used to watch my testimonial videos with other Fit Boss members, and today is really cool because she is now one of those testimonials that's now getting interviewed by myself. So it came full circle for her, and that's why this interview is so special. All right, that's enough talking. Let's get into the interview. You fucking kicked ass inside this coaching program. And I just want to let you know that I'm super proud of you for getting to this point where we're able to even have an interview. And it means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to you to be able to do this too. So I just want to say you're a badass and just keep up the great work.
Thank you. Thank you for
You're
having
welcome.
me. When Megs reached out, I honestly was like, what? Oh, wow. I was showing everyone. I was like, Mom, look, they want to talk to me.
But
So,
why does that come out as a surprise to you though?
you know, I think it's less of a surprise and more of like a, wow. I remember watching those videos thinking, I want to be there one day.
Yeah.
And now I'm the one on the video, and it feels so surreal.
Let's actually start with where you were before you joined Fit Boss.
Yes. Before I joined Fit Boss, I had my CPT certification, was all very new to training in general. And I had only been doing in-person training and doing CrossFit fitness classes as well. And so the entire online space was so new to navigate for me. And I was a person who hated social media, thinking like, this is lame. Like everyone's just talking about themselves too much. But like now here I am spilling my entire life on social media. But when I first started, I was very just inept to the process of how to market yourself, even just creating your business and like narrowing down to your niche, having a mission statement, creating your ideal client avatar, all those things I had no concept of. So
Yeah.
when I started FitBoss, I was binge watching your YouTube videos with the ones that start of like how to be an online fitness coach, and just binge watched them all. And I was like, all right, let me just reach out, because I've obviously been learning from the information. So, and this is the free stuff. So imagine
Yeah.
what, what he can offer me. So, it kind of shifted from me having absolutely no idea to kind of understanding, oh, wow, there's so much opportunity in the online space. And it completely shifted my perspective on how I view social media as a whole.
At what point were you like, okay, let me reach out? Because you got some good information from the videos. Maybe you saw some results, but at what point were you like, okay, let me just reach out?
I had analysis paralysis, which I
Mm.
know is quite shocking, as you know me.
As I know.
But I was watching your content and a few other creators as well, writing down all these notes, and I had like eons of notes about what I should be doing, but no actionable steps to take and actually doing them. So it was the point of, I'm not sure what exactly pulled the trigger. I think maybe you had reached out or someone on your team had reached out, and I thought, maybe this is a sign. Maybe I need to just pick something, start with it, and have an actual mentor. And actually, you know what it was? I'm finally remembering this. It was in one of your videos where you had said that having the coach actually helped you take it to the next level, and having the mentor be able to compress all of that information that would take you 6, 7, 10 years to actually learn, and speed up that timeline. So instead of having to take all that time to learn, you could just do it. And after I heard that, I thought, okay, well, I don't want to wait 6 or 7 years. Let me just jump in, do it now. And he knows the way. He'll help guide me.
How long have you been in the coaching program for?
I started FitBoss in March of 2023.
Okay. And it's now August 8th, 2024. So you've been
Yes.
in the coaching program for some time now.
Oh, yes.
All right. So do you think you would have gotten to where you're at today if you didn't start with FitBoss and you kept going down the road on your own?
No. No, I honestly don't. I think I may have gone with somebody else and potentially have gotten a similar result eventually. But I think with your specific program, it's not just here's what you need to do. It's the coaching calls throughout the week. It's having the plan from like very, very beginning of who's your niche all the way down to automating the system. And it's so integrated with what's actually going on. Like a lot of coaching programs can get outdated as from what I'm
Hmm.
seeing now.
Yeah.
And you have adapted to these times. So no, I do not think I would be where I am without FitBoss. So in May of 2024, I
Hmm.
hit my highest ever incurring revenue as a business. And then June was capitalizing on that, and then even more than that, and then July was the highest performing month ever. So
Let's
it's
go.
just continuously growing. So it's been very exciting the past 3, 4 months.
And in the past 3 to 4 months, what was the biggest lessons that you've learned with being the entrepreneur?
The biggest lesson that I have learned
Hmm.
is time management. I know
How so?
everybody talks about this, but we talk a lot in the program about like saying no so that you can say yes in the right spaces.
Hmm.
And me coming from that people pleaser background to then translating into like, no, I'm not available for XYZ at a whatever social event
Hmm.
because I have to work on my business. And then, but with that though, it empowered me to be able to create my schedule the way that I actually want it to look. So
Mm.
instead of waking up freaking out, going right to work and burning out throughout the day, I've strategically constructed the schedule so you get up and work, relax, have downtime. I have freedom to go wherever I want to go and run errands and still get all this work done. And learning the time management of it all has really been what has refined the process. Because it really hasn't been until I've really narrowed down how I'm spending my energy towards the business. And we talk about working inside the business versus working on the business. And clearly defining that in my schedule and just focusing and dialing in on one task at a time, the world changed. I was able to get the boosted post out, consistently message people, make sure my clients were being served. Everything that needed to be happening was able to come together because I learned how to manage my time better.
I believe, based off of what you said, it's not only being able to manage your time better, it's managing yourself better. Once you were able to manage yourself, then you were able to change your reality as it is because you're in control. How's that
Absolutely.
feel?
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing. I actually, this happened earlier today. Someone interjects and is like, hey, can you do this for me at this time? And I'm like, no, I can't.
Ta-da!
Who are we?
Right? I love that for you.
Thank you. And I know, like, I'm sure people are watching this thinking, yeah, but it is so life-changing to adopt that mindset. And it translates to other places because that confidence in being able to run the business gave me the confidence in my personal life and with my clients and in so many other ways too.
Yes, exactly. What other challenges were you facing before joining FitBoss?
One large challenge I faced before FitBoss was learning how to present myself on social media. Previously, I was very reclusive and not just showing up, very inconsistent. And the big thing I learned inside of FitBoss is not just the marketing aspect of social media, but becoming the coach and presenting oneself as the authority on social media. And instead of showing up saying, oh, look, my physique is so good, look at me, it's very much like, this is how I've achieved this. Here's how you can do it as well. And let me help you along the way.
Why do most people think that they have to start off the ladder, though?
I think people believe, and this is what I believed, is when you do act that way, because we see so many influencers doing it that way and still being successful, that's what's going to get you the following and get people to believe that you are the authority, when in reality, it almost does the opposite. It pushes people away.
How so?
I think the key is what we don't realize is the influencers who are successful have the strategy behind it and they are doing the things of presenting themselves as an authority in other ways, whether they're, marketing supplements or whatever. But the difference is when you show up and you just post your picture and go, there's no like garnishing a community. There's no relationship building. It's just kind of look at me versus what the right thing to do is you can do that and say, look at me, but then making sure you're interacting with the community, constantly showing up and helping people understand how you got there.
Yeah, I think one of the really good things that you do, Samantha, is you do both and really well. You have the physique, but also you have the personality of the coach and of the authority at the same time. So someone can immediately see you and say, oh, that's a coach, right? Or I'm sorry, that girl has a really solid physique, right? They got the attention. And I believe that that's why a lot of beginners post shirtless photos and do nothing but that, or just the booty pics, because it gets the instant gratification, right? But after that, what else is there, right? There's no coaching, there's no authority. And I feel like what you do in your social media is you show up as the coach, you show up as the trusted advisor. And that's why people will want to follow you or binge watch, because you had it all encompassing.
I agree. And thank you for the
Yeah.
compliment.
No problem. No problem. Now, okay, let's talk about who you serve and how you serve them. Who do you serve and how do you serve them?
Yes. So I help women, especially those who have struggled with body image, create a relationship with fitness and food and exercise, and doing so in a way that facilitates self-love while still transforming their outside of their body into the physique they desire.
And what got you started with that niche?
Do you know, it's a long time coming. I grew up absolutely hating my body. I will spare you the graphic details. It's not that graphic. I'm being dramatic. But I, would go to Victoria's Secret in middle school and cry in the mirrors like, why don't I look like these women? And, was throwing food off my plate because I wanted to be skinnier, and like things that I'm in middle school, for real.
Yeah.
For real. And it wasn't until I was in college, and I played softball growing up and was always very physically active, and never appreciated the way that I was able to move my body. And I was even in college, I was a personal trainer, and I was just so intimidated by my colleagues who were literal bodybuilders, like not pretend, like they were competing. Yeah. And I would compare myself to them. They have 10 plus years more experience than me. And I was just so insecure that it caused me to quit on myself. And I gave up on ever being a coach because I thought, heck, if I can't look like these people, then I'm never going to succeed. So what's the point? And after that, it was this long kind of lost place for me of, then I got a corporate job. So all these bad habits of not exercising, not knowing how to fuel my body well, and, drinking and having Taco Bell on the weekends also does not help the situation.
Typical college student.
Yep. But then in 2018, my sister lost her sight. She was 15. She has this autoinflammatory disorder, angioedema, they think. And essentially, I'll spare you the details, but her fluid in her body swelled and her eyes came out of her head a little bit.
Wow.
So her optic nerves were severed. So she's forever blind.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. But we spent a month in the hospital with her, and I never left the hospital once the whole entire time, me and my mom. And I was just like beating myself up, like, and I'm getting emotional. But just going, my sibling is in this position where she would give anything to be able to open her eyes and see. And then I'm realizing, like, how ungrateful I've been for being in the condition that I'm in. Like, how lucky am I to be able to walk around hating myself? What a privilege. And I'm like, wow, I'm looking down at my legs going, I used to hate you, and now I'm so grateful you help me get from place to place. Like, how incredible is that? And so I was just sitting in my desk at my big girl office job one day, and they were just talking about the happy hour later. And I was just going like, this does not matter. Like, I need to be doing more to be helping people. And so I quit my job. I had no plan, which is very unlike me. And my father was pleased. And so when this happened, I had a month or so of fun employment, we like to call it, of sitting by the pool and reflecting. And I was just sitting there and chit-chatting to one of my neighbors, and he invited me to a fitness class at a gym. I said, heck yeah, let's do it. Because all I was doing was then going to the gym and going to the pool and sleeping and eating and chilling. So I was like, yeah, I have time. So we went, and I met this man his name is Josh. He runs a nonprofit called Block Life. And what they do is they provide fitness classes for people with disabilities, veterans, and first responders.
Oh, wow.
And so I got to walk in and watch disabled people run a CrossFit class. And I was just light bulb. It was like, this is what I meant to do. And so I started volunteering and then eventually got brought on as a coach, and I still coach part-time for Block Life, and loved the feedback and the experience of coaching people, and realized that this is truly where my niche is. It was my social work background combining with my love for fitness, and that love got reignited with this process. And so then I realized that I can only help so many people in class. I want to help more people. And then I started training. Actually, one of my old colleagues, his wife, was my very first client, and was training her in person. And I mean, I was like notepad, Excel spreadsheet training.
Good.
Quality service. Which got the job done, but it wasn't what I wanted my clients' experience to be. So from there, I realized that I wanted to do more personal training. And in order to maximize my time and capacity, going online would be the most ideal way to do that. And then I started stalking you on YouTube, and here we are today.
Good. Full circle.
Yep.
You see, when it sounds like to me that you simply just followed your passion to a degree, but it kind of also slapped you in your face when you had a tragic accident happen to you. And we're fitness coaches, and we know that when clients don't always have to wait until the doctor tells them to have diabetes to get started. As a fitness coach, it happened to you, but you don't have to wait to get started to realize and be grateful in the moment for all things. And it sounds like you developed a higher sense of appreciation for life itself, for you, for others, for helping. And that passion turned into profit for you.
Hallelujah. I'm grateful.
Which is really cool. It's super cool. And now you're making profits off of your passion. I need to make that into a program or something.
That would be a great idea.
Right. Fit Boss 3.0. So, all right. So, okay. We set some goals together, right, for ourselves at the beginning of Fit Boss. And how close are you to hitting those goals now?
So my original goal, we have surpassed.
Okay. And are you comfortable with talking about the original goal?
Sure. I can share the original goal.
Okay.
Our original goal was just for me to break 5K per month. And we finally broke that goal. Okay.
Now, how did that feel?
Oh my gosh. It was like a weight was lifted, because I was stuck at that kind of 3 to 4 mark for so long. And hitting the 5K was like, wait a minute, this is not as like difficult as I'm making it to be. You always say, if you want to make money, you can make money. Just go do it. So I realized, I just have to hit the gas pedal. I just have to keep going. And then it just kept compiling, and the momentum. I mean, here we are now.
Yeah. So why did you feel like at certain points you wanted to stop?
Honestly, I've realized it is a fear. It is a self-sabotaging fear, and it's genuinely, it has something to do with that imposter feeling of, who am I to be teaching these people when there's other people who have more experience? And then at some point you just kind of have to go, stop with that. Stop. That's just chit chat. You don't need that. So there was the fear of the one side of, you can't do this, that voice in your head. But it was also the fear of, what if you do? How does your life change? Are you going to be able to do the things that you still want to do, like spend time with your friends and family? If this business really takes off, are you going to be living in the same place? Will you be traveling? Is that going to hurt your relationships with other people? And it was almost like I was holding myself back mentally, because our brains are afraid of change. We're comfortable the way we are.
Yeah.
And it's just more comfortable to sit in the inertia of sitting there instead of breaking into the unknown. And I realized that fear comes from not knowing what was on the other side and how my life would look.
How did you get to the point where you wanted to peek into that direction of how your life will look if everything came true?
Do you know, honestly, I don't know that it was one specific event. I think there were a few things that had come together. I think one thing that had happened was Hagen, he had joined and we were talking a little, and I saw his video come out, and you had mentioned that his back was against the wall and he had to go make money because he had a family to feed, and I was comfortable because I can pay the rent. It's not like the best feeling ever, but the rent's getting paid. There's no urgency for me. And I almost created the urgency in my mind and thought, okay, listen, like talking myself through what we just did, what if it does happen? It happened for Hagen, and did his life get better or worse? Better. So why am I so afraid? So then I started unpacking it and going, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen if this business takes off? And not one thing I could come up with was worse than not being where I wanted to be business-wise and financially. So I was like, Samantha, you got to break out of this mental block. Like, just go for it. And I think I was listening to a few other YouTube podcast things that were motivational and just made me go, gosh, I just need to jump in.
What you just mentioned there about getting to the point where you had to self-convince, that's something that I would recommend everybody who is listening do, especially if it's towards a goal that you actually want. Because oftentimes we can have a goal and come up with 1,000 ways of why it won't work, but we cannot marinate on the possibilities of why it can happen to you. Marinate is the key word here, because I believe that once you start to look at the possibilities of what could happen, you fell in love with that fantasy and you took action towards it. You saw a better life for yourself and you said, okay, I'm going to go get this. And you took the right actions to be able to do it. Does that sound about right?
I'm thinking, and it's marinating. And I'm actually remembering, maybe there was a specific instance. There was it was like a money class. They were teaching you how to handle your money better. And it was just a commercial. But in the commercial, somebody had said, imagine being able to pay your rent and not have to worry about where that money comes from. And it was something like that. And I just started breaking down in tears, crying, like, that would be so amazing and not have to worry about money. Oh my gosh. And like bawled my eyes out, like on my living room floor, like drama queen moment, and realized, yeah, you have to let go of this fear and jump in. You have to do this for yourself.
Now that you've let go of the fear and you have more control, you know how to make money on command, so to speak. If I told you, Samantha, hey, go make $5,000 this month, could you do it?
Yes.
Everybody listening to this, that was a very confident yes. Very, that was a very confident yes. And last year, you would have not been able to say that, right?
Correct.
So you being at this moment just shows your growth overall, not only on a physical, but also on a mental level, and also as the entrepreneur. If somebody was on the fence right now about joining FitBoss, what piece of advice do you have for them?
Other than just do it.
Right.
I would say, look, I understand you're afraid and you want to weigh your options and make sure that you're making the best choice for you and your business. And I can guarantee you that sitting there thinking about what you should be doing is not going to get you where you want to be. Joining a program like FitBoss has been so integral to me realizing so many different facets of the business and inspiring me to want to be the entrepreneur that I know I can be, that it's almost stupid to not do it. Not almost, it's stupid to not do it. Especially because thinking about, I know my barrier was the original cost and being able to put that over and say, I don't know if it's going to come back. But very seriously, if you invest in this program and you do everything that has been laid out for you to do, and you can commit and can actually do it, it pays for itself immediately. And then some. So don't worry about it. Just do it. And you will look back and be so grateful.
Did the year go by fast for you?
Unbelievably fast. I could not believe looking back and seeing it was a year already.
Yeah. Yeah. It went by really fast, actually.
Yeah, like very shocking. Like,
Well,
oh,
that's kind of the point of being in a coaching program, is because we create this environment. It's almost like a pressure cooker for you to grow really fast, right? We put additional intentional stress to your life so that you can grow faster. Just like how we go into the gym and put intentional additional stress to grow the muscles, right? We got to grow ourselves too. And that's what FitBoss does. And that's how FitBoss has helped you or assisted with your progress.
100% agree.
That's so awesome.
I'm curious for you in your coaching,
Mhm.
what is your favorite part about FitBoss?
My favorite part is actually being able to do this, connect with my students after they achieve the result, and kind of nitpick or see in their mind where they were at the beginning and how much growth they had to endure while on the journey. And because I'm a part of the journey, I get to see what kind of challenges you all face. So it's cool to be able to see the coaches make it through to the finish line. And I'm looking at it, right? And I get to assist you. I'm with you every step of the way. Like, you're almost there. Like, almost there. You're almost at that 5K. Just keep doing this. You're good to go. Double down on this. You're good to go. And it's just the coaching aspect overall, because I was an excellent coach in person and I loved it. So I don't get to coach anymore, quote unquote. So this is my coaching, being able to give feedback, being able to motivate people, being able to assist people and course correct and challenge their belief system. Because a lot of coaches will come to the coaching program with different beliefs. And sometimes I have to shatter their beliefs so that they can create new beliefs so that they can actually get the job done. So doing all of that is probably my favorite part of coaching.
My favorite part about being in the FitBoss program, I mean, other than the obvious, which is improving my business and
Yeah.
becoming a real entrepreneur, my favorite part, I like FitBoss Fridays. I like the
Yeah.
meetings. My favorite part is getting to watch you coach and taking the way that you communicate in those calls and transfer that to the way I'm coaching my clients.
Hmm.
And it's a lot of observation, but sometimes I ask you directly too, like, how would you
Mm-hmm.
say this? But I mean, even now, like the way you're responding, cool as a cucumber, like, especially with me, I have to remind myself to go, slow down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my favorite part, has been learning how to coach, how to carry myself, and then just blossoming
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
business owner and a person.
What I would say is you're already budding up, right? And you're in the starting phase of blossoming. That's why I say you're just getting started, because you
Yeah.
just like are bursting into your flower, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh,
Absolutely.
stop.
Oh
No,
my God.
it is really good. It is cool though. It is.
It
But
is super
I
cool.
am curious, like, what what makes somebody successful in this program other
Focus.
than being able to do what they need to do?
What makes somebody successful in the program? My initial response is focus. But before you can have focus, you need to get rid of distractions. Those distractions may potentially be the beliefs that one is holding on to. So you got to get rid of the distractions that you can focus. And then once you're able to focus, then the world becomes your oyster. Because now you're in control. You're not letting outside factors or internal factors deviate you from your ability to focus. So that's it. So that's the number one core pillar. But then the second thing is you have to have something to follow, because you can focus on the wrong things and get the wrong result.
We know
Right. So,
that.
yep. So it's having the ability to focus, then also having the proper roadmap. The last thing is getting feedback and coaching and taking the criticism without taking it personal, but knowing that it's for you to grow faster. Because every time you ask a question as a coach, that's your opportunity to get ahead and to grow and to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And so if a coach takes it personal, then they're not taking the coaching. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to grow. You don't want to eat the healthy food. Okay, you want to stay fat, so to speak, right? You don't want to scale your business to six figures. You're okay with where you're at. Totally fine. It's not our job or my job to convince anybody. It's my job to show you the door. Here's the realm of possibility. Here's what happens when you walk through it. Other people have walked through it. You have the option to choose. If you don't, then it's on you. But if you do, then you're going down the rabbit hole in such a great way.
That's a good way to put it. It is going down the rabbit hole, but it's a focused
trail.
tunnel.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Very streamlined.
Yep. It's like a
very
bullet
streamlined.
train to where you
Yep.
need to be.
Yep, exactly. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
I don't know about you, but that interview was very inspiring. And from my point of view, it's really cool to see all of our coaches from when they first start and before they join FitBoss to see where they're at right now and to see the growth and the budding that they've experienced. The growth with their mindset, their growth with their limiting beliefs, and most importantly, the growth with their business. You can be an average person, not saying that Samantha was, but you can be your average person and start with zero experience and grow into the person that you aspire to be. All it really takes is having the right focus with the right strategy paired with coaching and the will to do it, the will to focus on your goals and keep that focus and finish it all the way through to completion. So if you're a coach that needs help and you want our help with scaling your fitness business to six figures within 6 months or less, then I highly recommend you check out the free training down beneath this video and then schedule a call with us, with myself and our team, so you can get the same roadmap that Samantha used to scale her business all the way to six figures. Look, don't wait any longer than when you already have been waiting. Time is going to pass regardless, so you might as well let time pass while you work on your business, all right? Don't be silly. That's your little slap for the day, all right? Don't be silly. Get the blueprint, get help, and start now, start today, and become the coach that you want to become. That's it for this video. If you got any value from today's episode, go ahead and click the like button and also subscribe to the channel. See you next week. Peace.